All right, y'all, part 2 on Aquaman 2 review. And I suggest you go listen to the first one because it might make more sense. But we're going over the dualities that are on the world stage. And Aquaman 2 ties into the woman in one way. And there's stack on stack with these characters. You have to take their name. You have to take the character they play. You have to do the 6 degrees of separation. You have to break down their name. There's a first and middle and last, depending on the syllables. Or there's the 1 syllable. There's the 2 syllable, the tri-syllable. All those things going on, okay? There's the 2 names, the tri-names, the quad names. So all these things tell different parts of the story and tie middle parts of the deals, in a matter of speaking, on reading spirits, so-called. So you got Jason, the J-Sun. That's the J is tied to the pot that's being burned, and the that potus for the White House and all that such. That's in one reflection. But his name is the Mom Moa. All right, so that's the mom, and these things are tying in. He also does Arthur Curry, which is also Aquaman. So that's the 3 in 1 that he's breaking off, and then each one of his things, the James is the Letitia James. That's one connection, right? So, and then I think James Floyd, or whatever that dude's name is, the Lloyd dude, Austin. I think he has a James, but don't hold me to that. Either way, there's a few James out there. The point is that there's a net that connects to things. All right? And through this net is how the waters work and move in a way. And as our names and numbers and shit connect to these things and whatever, and once we realize whatever, then we can start throwing stones in the water and affecting the ripple, in a matter of speaking. So we need to know how to cast the stones, because everybody is casting stones everywhere in this world, and especially in the old spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, that grievous sin where everything is our mentality, and there's a scarcity, there's a shortage, there's an overpopulation, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's mine. That's my land. That's our border. This is whatever, okay? It's the land of the free, but there's fucking laws to get in. Can you hear the fucking oxymoron in there? And you're going to hear the moron, more than likely, going on with the Nikki Haleyans coming in for the illegal aliens. You're going to have the fucking alien battle there on the border. So, the trident. Aquaman can only use the trident. Who else has the trident? The Poseidon. Okay? Got to pick sides. So, this is all like, I'm trying to teach y'all a little bit how the Matrix works on this little segment here. Okay? So, when you're watching things, you know how to, like, break things down a little better. And you can begin to open up a little bit. You know what I mean? And this just isn't movies. This is the books and whatever, because man does not live by bread alone, but by every word of God. And once you understand God and the living God, how we're preserving and we're doing this or whatever, and the light works through us, and we can see how the reflection works through everything. And the easiest way to see things is with children's books. And we must put away in the way of the child. And Jesus said, be as children and all these things. And what can children do? They can scream or fight. Somebody can yell at them or whatever. And they want to play with you 5 minutes later. Okay? cry go off. Every day is a new fucking day. You're always learning, always willing to learn. The world's not like that today. The older generation, like the old temple, it's not like that. There's been an opening up of the millennium, of the kingdom of Jesus coming. And he lives in all of us. And he's given us all a key. And we have that key. We have the window into heaven. And that's all going together. I've used the key. I've experienced. I've gone out and I've tested the men. Got to know a little bit of everything. Either way, so the net, the internet, the 10 backwards, the begotten, we're on the backside, we're going back into heaven. So sometimes we got to read things backwards. We got to look at things backwards. Or people are going to be dying. It's going to be a new angle. We need to read things diagonally. Or things get boggled in the mind. We might need to boggle the text. So over time, it's like the past 3 years since the 2020 vision and dreams and such was given, that I call it, because that's when it happened. Anyways, it's as one day at a time, 1 week at a time, the brain is being transformed to where I do kind of all these things at once. And I just have to tune in. And tuning in is kind of, I have to get a basics of information about people. Okay? That's where it doesn't matter if it's real or not. Okay? It matters what the world stage says. It matters what Wikipedia says. It matters what Britannica says on there. Okay? That's where the source of it all is. Okay? I used to hang out at the library as a teenager. That's one of the things I did. And I used to read all types of books. And either way, so I love the internet because I just was able to go to the library from my home. Either way, and you have the lie, library, because the world believes the lie, and you have to go through and seek through for truth, okay? And then once a certain time comes, okay, this is where the light's given, and it just turns on. These are things I've been asking for since a teenager. These are things I've been seeking out since a teenager, and it just finally, I guess, when the new heaven and earth opened up and the time was right and that light was given, and there's certain frequencies going on in the earth. I think they're lining things up as far as the world stage, like 3G, 4G, or whatever. That's half true, half lie. Okay, and might do another video on these things, tying these things in, but they basically just have found a way to digitize radio waves as far as getting the data. All right, the radio waves used to be free as far as your TV and radio. Now they're making to where you have to pay for it, because we're going into new heaven and new earth where you have to pay for your entertainment, and you're going to get your food and housing and all that for like a percentage of what you earn, not on it's not going to be where you're either way. We're getting off on some rabbit trails here. So Aquaman, you got Dolph Lundgren. He it says that he reduced during reshoots. So his footage or whatever was reduced during reshoots. So the reshoot is part of that tree sprouting off where Dolph Lundgren is going to, like Rocky or some of the other movies that he's done. Okay, so the Rocky is a Rocky 4. I just told you about Rocky 5, tying with the big freeze and whatever, and they're disputing if they should do that or whatever. And if they don't do that, they'll do it with another type of big freeze or whatever. Anyways, that's where you get the dualities going on that I was talking about in the other video. That's another one. We have them all over where they can pop, pop, pop. Okay, pop, 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 pop. Card, 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 card. And then, boop. Okay.